What's up everybody, and welcome to another edition of AGR's Pop Culture Reviews. Now before I start the show, I want to give a special shout out to my nephew who turned 3 this weekend, and he also officially certified this review as fresh, gave the thumbs up and everything. And you never know, just like in the comic book world, he might take up the mantle of AGR's Pop Culture Reviews. I'm the Uncle Ben to his Peter Parker, but hopefully I don't get killed off. Just remember, Gio, with great reviews comes great responsibility. So I was going through the archives this weekend as a result of a little bit of fan feedback, and one of you made a very astute observation, and they wanted to know why Spider-Man doesn't get enough love on this show, and he's absolutely right, especially since he's one of my favorite characters. So I really gotta thank the fans for making this review possible today, and I'm also gonna take you back to a happier time before Thanos essentially ripped our hearts in half, along with the rest of the universe. So today we're gonna be reviewing Diamond Select Toys' version of Spider-Man Homecoming. Let's take a closer look. There are so many reasons why Spider-Man is such a beloved character, and mostly because he's so relatable. Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider which gave him incredible abilities, but that only complicated his life, it didn't make it any easier. What's a little less complicated, however, is the ability to appreciate how absolutely beautiful this piece is. I definitely love the head sculpt. Not only is the color palette really well done, but the fine details, particularly in the webbing, especially in the eyes. And one of the things I really loved about the Homecoming Spider-Man was definitely the design. This attention to detail also extends to the midsection and upper torso of this figure. Now, what makes it particularly impressive is the subtle details. The textures look really great. I already mentioned the color palette, but just look at the stripes that adorn his actual costume, particularly where the arms are. I think those are so well done. It's done in a really nice high gloss and it contrasts the costume brilliantly. I also like the art direction, and the fact that he's holding onto the wall looks great. Overall, the style of this piece is probably its best selling point, and it looks absolutely magnificent. One of the reasons that I really like the Homecoming costume so much is in the blue areas of the costume. Now, I love the color palette of course, but look at the textures there. It looks a little bit more armored and more mesh. I'm also pretty impressed with the fact that he's actually got his foot on the wall, which looks great, guys. And again, I have to mention it because the style is fantastic. It also really showcases his ability of being able to crawl on any surface, and here you can certainly see it in the statue. Now, one of the most impressive things about this piece is definitely in the base, and I have to split it up into two pieces, but what they've done here is great because it gives it a sense of real verticality. The detail here is absolutely fantastic, and I know that it's PVC plastic, but just all the detail that went into it makes it look like actual stone. It's great. I also like the fact that it looks like it's been sliced down the middle. I don't know, it's just a really cool factor. It gives this nice illusion of standing on its own, almost like a monolith. The little granular details in the stone also look fantastic. This was just a really great job. I'm glad they went this way. Now here's the deal, guys, and this is where this piece gets a little bit complicated. This is definitely something that you want to mirror because the back side or the reverse side of it looks extraordinary. Just look at the detail there, not only in the musculature of his back, but look at that beautiful spider logo. It is absolutely incredible. Not only does the reverse side really highlight the beauty of the texture in the suit, but it also really gives you a sense of how he's sticking to the wall, and that's something you definitely want to highlight. Now, you do have a couple of options in which to display this piece. You can lay it flat on a surface like I have it now, but there's also a wedge on the reverse side of this piece that allows you to hang it on the wall, which would look amazing. Now here's the other section of the base. Now in and of itself it looks pretty good. There's a nice image of an arachnid and it's pretty detailed, although I don't think it really goes with the overall motif of this piece. Now if they didn't allow you to display it on the wall, it would have been a pretty big problem because it doesn't really go with the rest of the statue. But since they allowed you to do that, you can get creative. What I recommend is if you're going to hang it on the wall, maybe do a custom job and put a little LED light in it. That way the symbol actually lights up and you can reflect it on a surface while it's hanging on the wall. That would look pretty cool. Overall, guys, I have to say I'm really impressed with this piece, particularly for the price point. So if you're a Spider-Man fan and if you want something that's a little more unique, definitely hanging on a wall, I highly recommend this one. Now before I go, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys, the subscribers and the fans, for making this review possible today. Alright everybody, so that's my official review on Diamond Select Toys' version of Spider-Man Homecoming. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next AGR's Pop Culture Reviews.